So as far as some examples from the board, as far as best and worst examples, let me give you a few minutes to read this quote, which was very well said by one of the students from one of the groups. And I think what you'll see from this comment is that the person was focused on culture, focused on getting to know people as people and what's important to them. Again, very much from like first break all the rules. Making allowances based on unique needs. Being reasonable and working with different individuals. Showing respect. And as a student put, quote unquote, the respect given will be returned. And again, really making it a pleasant work environment and understanding that really it's the individual first that has to then work towards the goals of the organization. As far as bad leaders and managers, so the example here is of a former principal who felt insecure, and unfortunately this is a very typical profile of some of the worst managers, and I certainly in the beginning was there myself, where you felt like an imposter and insecure in your own authority, and that insecurity stemmed from a number of things. Feeling not worthy, not as competent as the people that you're in charge of, feeling easily disrespected because one felt incorrectly or understood incorrectly that good leadership was people obeying or listening to you. And so in this example, certainly the principal seemed very insecure in their position, and really came across and did a lot of things that are not recommended. So as far as the leadership and management discussion, how are leadership management similar and different? Here's a good quote from one of the teams. I left the names in because it was all positive, but as you'll see, they talk about the differences between management and leadership and the focus, which again is supported heavily by the readings, where leaders are helping establish the strategic direction and larger scale vision. And if you think about it, that takes a lot of time and energy, whereas managers, and that's really, as first break all the rules say, is focused outward. And the macro environment in which the organization is operating in. And the managers are really looking inward and focusing on helping attain that vision in a logistical, tactical, and operational sense. And certainly one of the things that supported by all the readings, in particular Raving fans and First Break All the Rules, is that a manager's job is not to control people, but rather get to know people, nurture those people, and align those people with their strengths to organizational goals. Another is to be an advocate for your people in terms of policies and resources towards upper management to make sure they have what they need to do a great job, and also to provide a reality check to upper management when sometimes goals are not realistic. In terms of how people feel about their own leadership and management abilities, certainly we have a wide array, which is always excellent, of leadership and management experience amongst your classmates. And what I found interesting about the negatives in particular, the concept of poor follow-up or reinforcement, or difficulty in saying no, and also the temptation to micromanage. And that is a very typical set of initial reactions when one is first learning how to lead and manage. and certainly something that we'll address throughout the semester. Ultimately, being a good leader and manager is feeling confident in your role. And again, what I like about excellent leadership and management is that if you embrace the focus on people, it's actually a very easy, enjoyable job, because ultimately it's the people themselves that will be getting things done throughout the organization. Your job is to make sure the expectations are clear and they have what they need, and also ensure that those that are falling behind and negatively impacting the organization are addressed and hopefully reassigned to a better fit. So let's start talking about leadership and management based in the context of the readings. So 3 secrets plus 12 questions, or 3 plus 12. Of those, how many are actually focused on the external customers? And the answer really is only 1 Raving fan secret, 2. So, therefore, excellence in leadership and customer service comes from doing whatever it takes for your customers, a la customer is always right, or could in fact be looking inward and taking care of your internal customers, that is your employees, your coworkers, and the people that work with you or underneath you, actually and above you as well. Could it be that making sure that everyone's on the same page, everyone is working towards the same goals, they have the resources, the vision is clear, the expectations of consistency and small incremental change is clear and really embraced, and the 12 questions are all yeses. Could it be that, in fact, that the inward focus, in fact, is what leads to excellent customer service? And again, it doesn't take a leap of faith to think that, in essence, if the organization is strong, the employees are happy and vibrant, that, in fact, that would be the first huge step to making sure that customers have a pleasant experience. And I'm sure all of us have experience, again, being on the negative side, where employees, regardless of how well paid or how good their resources, if they're having issues and they're in a bad space, they will certainly pass that on to us. All right, let's look at assignment 1, which is the first major assignment coming down the line. So assignment 1 is focused on again doing an in-the-field interview with a actual administrator, manager within either a library or an information organization. So as far as the assignment 1 outline, you want to introduce your organization and manager in section 1. You want to talk about administrator task, and we'll take a look at the 1/3 rule. If you haven't already, go ahead and pause this and open up assignment 1 from your assignment list and through Blackboard. Address your top 5 questions, that is, if relevant. I know some of them may not be relevant to be addressed to a actual leader or manager in the field, but ask them your top 5 questions. Get their opinions of how they think those questions should be answered. Discuss and ask about opportunities for improvement within the organization. It's always a good facilitator and catalyst for good discussion. And then compare and contrast our readings to your administrator after you've conducted the interview and done an analysis. And then provide a conclusion and recommendations as far as things that you see, things that they're doing right, and any potential opportunities for improvement. And the primary purpose is for you to learn about the organization, and maybe even more importantly, educate us about how the organization is run and managed. And by doing that, we have an amazing diversity of presentations, and this has always been one of the more enjoyable parts of the course, and students always provide very positive feedback on really having the opportunity to educate their peers and really hearing again the excellent work and very interesting essentially case studies of really all of the different types of libraries and information organizations, at least from a major standpoint. So we should hear certainly from academic libraries, public libraries, school libraries, and special libraries. The other thing I would say about this assignment is to definitely choose, again, an area that you might see yourself working in the future. This is a great networking opportunity. I think I mentioned last week that invariably one or two students are offered either a job or an internship opportunity in organizations that they've interviewed. So you will get to know someone in a position of power that if everything works out, you might actually have a job waiting for you, or create your own job for the future. And the other thing I would say is that this is one of really many opportunities throughout the course to have some of your questions about library leadership and management answered from an actual practitioner who is that can offer you here and now advice. So definitely, as far as the questions that you ask, don't feel limited to your top 5 questions. Go ahead and add other questions that you would be interested in having answered, again, from a practitioner that could provide